Hey everybody, next video here, multiplying a polynomial by a monomial, and now we're going to do this where we're going to have to do some simplifying. And so by simplifying we mean we're going to wind up with some terms that may or may not be the same, and we need to figure out how we combine those so that we can have a structured polynomial that's in order, with the highest degree on the left and all of that, and with no repeating terms. So we're going to look at two examples of that. So this first example, and these are going to be a little trickier because they're going to involve the distributive property and just really thinking it through and being patient. So we look at this, right? That's kind of what we get. We get this 2p is multiplying by both of these terms in this first part of the expression, right? So 2p times minus 4 is going to give us negative 8. You always multiply your coefficients by each other first. And then we have p to the first power right here times p squared. So that's going to give you p cubed. All right, and then we're doing the same thing with the second term. So 2 times 10 is going to be plus 10. And then p times p would give me p to the second power. All right, and then we just do the same thing. And remember when you're multiplying this, that this negative sign here actually belongs to the 5. So whatever you multiply the 5 by, you have to include that negative as part of it. So we're going to have minus 10 because negative 5 times 2 is negative 10. And then there's no variables there, so we're just going to take this p squared that belongs to the 2p, and it's going to just kind of stick along for the ride. And then negative 5 times 20 is going to give us negative 100. And then the next step is taking a look at this, right? And I'm going to color code this. Taking a look at this and saying, okay, what terms can I combine to make this simple? Well, if I look at my negative 8p cubed, there is nothing else there. So that's fine the way it is. All right, then if I look at my p squared, well, I've got a 10p squared here, right? Positive, and then I've got a negative here. So if I add these together, effectively they cancel out. They kind of make each other go away, all right? Because 10 plus negative 10, they're additive inverses of each other. And I can add those two terms together because the p squareds match each other. All right, so those go away, and then you're just left with that negative 100 on the end and nothing to combine it with. So my simplified polynomial is going to be negative 8p cubed minus 100, and there's obviously nothing you can do with that to simplify it more, because remember, you can only combine like terms where they have the same variable and the variable has the same degree or exponent to it, okay? So let's look at one other example, and I apologize if there's some background noise. Sharing a house with a bunch of people during the pandemic, so it gets a little loud. All right, so let's look at this problem right here. I'm going to just, so you can see it, show you how we're combining everything here, and then we're going to go ahead and do that. So 3 times 5 in this first term is 15. Tack that x squared along. 3 times 2x is going to give me 6x, and then 3 times negative 4 is negative 12. All right, remember this negative sign in front of the x belongs to that term, so we're going to include that when we're doing this. So negative x times 7x squared is negative 7x cubed. Negative x times 2x is going to give me negative 2x squared, because now you have two of them. You had one here and one there. All right, and then negative x times negative 3 gives me positive 3x. Negative times a negative give you a positive. Okay, so now I'm going to go through this and I'm going to find any terms. So I think the easiest way to do this is just to start with your highest degree monomial and work that way. So I've got negative 7x cubed. Do I have any other x cubes in this expression? No, 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 no. All right, so negative 7x cubed. Now I'm going to circle my x squared terms so I can stay with the same color. So I've got 15x squared, and that's positive because there's no sign in front of it. And then I've got minus 2x squared. So 15 and negative 2 gives me positive 13x squared. Now I'm going to do my x terms, and I'm going to underline these. So I have positive 6x and positive 3x. If I add those up, I get 9x. And then what I'm left with, and I don't know what I'll do. I'll just put this in sort of like a pentagon. It's minus 12, all right? And that leaves us with what we have. So now it's written in the standard form we want our polynomials to be in, with your highest exponents and then them going down as you go from left to right. And then everything's combined neatly and it looks good. So this would be your finished answer, and you are done with this problem.